Hi, this is Lindsay of Educynergy and JRT&C Limited. Just here to share with you how the principles have really helped me with my work, particularly with working with offenders or working within the criminal justice system. Some of you may know that I am fortunate enough to be able to share the three principles as first revealed by Sydney Banks within the criminal justice system here in the UK. At the moment, I'm working primarily with female offenders who have been released from prison or have community sentences, and so we run group sessions, have one-to-one sessions. It's just been a wonderful and amazing journey over the past 3 years. But what I've noticed and what has changed in me is not only the how I work with people, but the why. And I'm saying the why, but before the how and the why was I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people to live their best lives, to understand why they did what they did so that it would never happen again. And that would take form in looking at different techniques, cognitive behavioural approaches, those different techniques, which was something that I felt I did to other people. I taught them a technique which they were to apply to their lives in the future. And some were successful, but the majority were not, because it was another thing to do, another thing to think of. More recently, particularly in the last 3 years, in just sharing the principles, and that's a huge difference for me. Whereas before I taught and felt I was doing something to another person, what I'm doing now is sharing an understanding of how we all use the three principles in order to create our human experience. More recently, just been working with some challenging groups in the local area, and what started off as me understanding the principles, helping me to understand this other person, then moved on to me looking far deeper and having a look at the source, looking at our true identity. Because when a person is, I say, acting out in the group and making loud noises, saying that they've heard all of this before, that this is quite boring to them, so then they start making quite loud noises to distract the rest of the group when we're listening to a CD or a DVD. Initially I can think, okay, then I know how they're creating their experience, the thinking that they're having. If they think that they know this all already, then they're going to feel bored or agitated or frustrated, and this is how the behaviour is manifested in this way. And so I don't focus on the presenting behaviour, I just ignore it, continue listening. But what I notice in the back of my mind, that I'm still doing something, I'm still having to ignore the presenting behaviour, ignore what the person is doing. It's an act, something that I'm doing. So I am grateful in understanding the principles that I can see that I know not to take the behaviour seriously. But in speaking with a friend and colleague last night, speaking with Linda Ramos, and she was saying, Janet, you have to look to the wellness of every person. And what that then revealed in me, or what was revealed to me, was not only is it the wellness, it's looking at the source, it's looking at our true identity. In knowing that mind, infinite intelligence, courses through all of us and is through and in all things, then we are all interconnected, we are all the same. And so rather than ignoring the behaviours and the presenting behaviours, because I understand how the principles and how this person's utilising the principles in order to create their experience, that deeper level is connecting to that person that's the same in me, that's in the same in them. The mind, the spiritual nature of all things, the formless nature of all things is what connects us both. And in focusing on that, in speaking to that identity, the wellness in that person, then how the group runs, how I interact with that person, how I am in myself completely changes. My state of mind, my peace of mind is regained, because I know I'm just speaking to someone who's like me. And I don't even notice the presenting behaviours. I don't notice that, because all I'm focusing on is the true identity of that person, the wellness of that person. And so for me, in understanding the principles, not only does it help me to explain or to share with other people so that they understand how they create their experience, but also it gives me a language to point people back to the source, to the core, to their true identity, to the formless nature of all things that courses through and is in all of us. So thank you for listening, and if you want to hear more, just log on to my website, educynergy.com or JRT&C.com. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!